Welcome everyone, this is ZOZO Stock Watch, and this is your stock watch list for Thursday, September 21st. So the first thing I want to talk about is, I love trade ideas as much as the next guy, but sometimes the old-fashioned way with just news and works too. And that's kind of why I use Trade Exchange. They're very timely with the news, and then we nailed this one in my chat room service at 3:53. News coming up, AMD coming up from CNBC, coming from CNBC. Tesla is working with AMD to develop its own AI chip for self-driving cars, says source. And that was at 3:53 p.m. And so that's right on this candle right here. So in my chat service, we have this news audioed in, and also folks can see this screen, and I look at this screen all the time, and saw this news, and I said, this thing is going to go. All right, so on this candle, around, I think it was around 1322 or so, I got filled, maybe 1324, somewhere right in here. All right, and I was risking the bottom of this candle, 1301, so about a 20-cent risk if it didn't pan out. And this thing just was nonstop flying up, went all the way up to 1475 currently in the after hours. Still have some, and very happy with my scans at Trade Ideas, but sometimes good old news pays the bills too. And Trade Exchange really came through with this one, and our members really benefited. I made the call over the microphone and in the room, and I will get you that. 1 second. Okay, so over here, when the news came out, I said AMD buying here for a swing, stop break of 1270, and then here it is. I got AMD at 1318, but it was actually 1324 that I got in, and that was at 3:55 in the afternoon, just before the close. And then we Mike alerted that also, and a really nice move for the members in ZOZO Stock Watch in the chat room, and they're very happy. Today was the FOMC meeting, and I will show you the SPY, the action in the SPY today. And actually we had some news from Japan too, the Prime Minister, and that's kind of that, and Yellen kind of drove the market down. And we thought, okay, the market's just going to sell off for the rest of the day. And then around this 249 spot, the SPY started to reverse and then move back up. And then, basically nothing happened today. So it was a big, what do you call it? Wind and fury, and nothing came about from it, I guess, right? So we're right back up near the highs after all this fury and fire, okay? And we're right back up. So the dip buyers came in again, and the bears, could not break us down. So anyway, we were kind of dealing with this today, but we had some nice early morning trades, and I'm not going to go into those, but we had some nice early morning trades, and then we kind of had to wait for the FOMC. So this AMD was a really nice gift. And sometimes Wall Street is nice and does give you a gift right on this candle. Got on the mic, and then we got this all the way up to here. So an extremely happy group, and it's not the only trade we had today, but this one, when they move like this, it makes you feel good about what you do, All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get into some of the news other than AMD. And NVIDIA is down on, I guess, AMD getting into that. And Kramer was out saying something about NVIDIA. I didn't watch the show, but then it moved down even more. So NVIDIA is down a little bit in the after hours, and we should all want NVIDIA to come all the way back down to about 150 so we can all load the boat up on NVIDIA. As far as some news that came out after the bell, there wasn't much by way of earnings. This MLHR, they had an earnings per share beat MLHR, Herman Miller, and you know, just popping around doing a bunch of nothing on that name. Let's see, Fold had some news after the bell. They're going to do a live webcast September 27th at 1 p.m. And let's see what else. NVIDIA lows, we just talked about that. Juno filed form, so they're doing a secondary 22.5 million secondary in Juno, Juno, and so that stock was down a tad in the after hours, so it's down about $2 or so on Juno, but it's had a really nice run. What else came out? Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. CRVS 125 million ATM with Cowen. GBT initiated buy at Needham. And then some insider purchases after hours today. SAFE, CASI, and Ameritrade, AMTD. And this one, IOVA, 50 million secondary priced. 7.69 million shares at $6.50. And then this MIME CEO was just on Kramer, MIME. And, you know, we'll take a look at that one. Kind of popped a little bit, but not much. So that was kind of some of the after hour news. Here's ARCC Oppenheimer initiates as an outperform. $18 price target ARCC, and not much going on with that one in after hours. So for your tomorrow, for your economic information at 8:30, we have initial jobless claims, and we are beyond now the FOMC meeting until I believe December. So thank goodness this is out of the way now. And then we have at 8:30, we have Philadelphia Fed Business Outlook, 9 o'clock FHFA, excuse me, home price, sorry, and 10 o'clock leading indicators, 10:30 nat gas. So, you know, nothing too major as far as economic information. We do have some Fed speak on Friday the 22nd, just be aware of that. For your earnings tomorrow, before the bell, Manu, MANU, after the bell, PSDO, and this little IPO, Yoga, YOGA. So that was kind of popping in the close today, Yoga, and that's after the bell tomorrow. And what do they do? Personal services. So that is after the bell. Then for your earnings calls tomorrow, this Manu, 8 o'clock a.m. Scholastic Corporation at 8:30 has a conference call. And then Herman Miller at 9:30 with their conference call. And that's pretty much it for conference calls. Some of the stocks that were big movers today, PZRX, ALNY. This one, something to do with phase 3, and so that one popped nicely. ABUS, IBIO, ESNC, WAC, JAKK. BlackBerry had a great day. Also something with artificial intelligence and cars. So BlackBerry had a very nice day today, and MZOR was up a lot today. ORIG, MXWL, TNTR down, BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond after their earnings down. ZN was down. General Mills was down after their earnings. L Brands also down today. So that's some of your losers for the day. As far as call activity, AVGO, BIG, KHC, LL Lumber Liquidators, MU, and UGI, they all had some unusual call activity. Put activity, RCI, and I guess, oh, that's just RCI for the put activity for today. For the futures tonight, Dow futures down about 3, S&P futures flat to down about a half a point, NASDAQ futures down about 2. Over there in the commodities, gold dropping 12 in gold tonight. So gold is down, WTI holding above $50, and up a tad on WTI crude oil. Go ahead and we'll look at a few markets. We're not going to do too many because they're all pretty much the same. The SPY, we pushed down to about the 10 SMA. We got down as low as 248.92, so we'll call it 249 on the 10 SMA on the SPY. So now we have to watch this 249 spot, and so our range is about this 250 to 249 currently, and we'll see what they want to do with us tomorrow. Some stuff that held up well as far as the markets go. IBB, all right, didn't even really get a dent in it today. Trying to get back over the 10 SMA, so the IBB is very strong right now. IWM, this one is leading the markets now, right? It was kind of selling off back there in what was that, July. Pushing down, even though the market was making new highs, and then we were all worried about this, and now it's pushing up. This 144 spot, we'll see if we can get through that. The high here was 144.25, so we're kind of coming up to that mark now. 144.02 was the high today, so that we'll see what they want to do. And then there's the IWC, the micro caps. This is pushing up nicely, and we are all-time highs on the IWC, so all-time highs on the micro caps. We'll take a quick look at the QQQ. This one pulled down to the 20 SMA, and Apple took a little bit of a drop today, something to do with their watch and connectivity. But I'm sure they'll figure it out. But right now, Apple was down. Amazon actually turned green in the day, so Amazon, holding that 20 SMA. Google also pushing up today, trying to get back over the 50 SMA, the blue line you see there. We'll take a quick look at Facebook. Still staying in the range, holding up above the 20 SMA. Netflix, being a beast and holding up above the 10 SMA on the daily chart, and also that yellow dotted line, the 5 EMA. What else? Tesla, and that one, just pulling back a little bit. To be expected. It just ran from about 340 to about 385 or more. So that one pulling back a little bit. So we looked at the Qs, the IBB, the IWM, the IWC, and I think that's about it as far as, like I said, for the SPY today was, fury and fire, and we were down. And then the Prime Minister of Japan said, having a dialogue with North Korea is not working out. So that helped the SPY move down even more. And then we came in and they bought the SPY. So like I said, we'll just have a watch list like we normally do, and we'll go from there. All right, so the watch list is coming up. So we'll go ahead and start with this ALDX. I know they're doing a secondary offering, but we are trying to hold this $7 area. We bounced off of that. We're trying to get back over the 5 EMA on ALDX. I don't know if it's going to do it, but I'll have it on watch tomorrow. AMD, big pop in that name, and we're already in this name, but we'll see how this is going to shape up for tomorrow. On AMD, AOBC, this one had a big pop on Tuesday, and now it's kind of had like this pullback here, which is natural. RGR, same thing, but ABOC, the old Smith & Wesson, AOBC, sorry, AOBC, this one, we'll see if we can get some kind of a setup in this name, if they're going to be able to sell guns and ammunition to foreign countries, I think it was. BBRY, nice pop in the name, basing under, popping up to near that $10 level, and big volume, 22.6 million shares in BBRY. Can't ignore that volume. So we'll see if there's maybe a red to green move, some kind of consolidation on an intraday chart in that name. BEAT, popping off of the 200 SMA. You see this one sold off, came down to the 200 SMA. So now I'll see if there's maybe some kind of continuation move. CAPR, just because we had this big pop in it, so we'll see if there's another trade in that one. It's not a favorite, but I figured I'd throw it out there. CATB, this one popping up to the 200 SMA, which is at currently 186. So we'll see if we can get over that 200 SMA on CATB. Some other names you might want to take a look at. AUPH. And I don't have it on my list here, but I have it on a piece of paper next to me. So I'm looking for, see if it can take out that $6.50 spot AUPH. I'll add that to my list. Let's see, what's another one? I think that's about it from the piece of paper. And then we'll get back into our list. CUR popping today, almost 2 million shares on CUR, so you might want to have this one on your radar. Maybe it'll fill up to this $2 level, the 50 SMA. Not a pretty chart by any means. Fuel cell, I'll show you this one. Let me bring back my lineage here. And fuel cell, you know, kind of popping over this resistance, this 165. So I'll be looking for maybe a continuation move in FCEL. Next up, FTFT, nice pop in this one. Looking for some kind of continuation move. It's beverages and soft drinks. So I never traded this company before, but we'll see if there's, you know, 500,000 shares. So we'll see if there's anything there. GBR, this is oil and gas name. And this one popped nicely. And looking for maybe to take out that $1.50 on GBR. KURA, sorry for all these lines. Let me get those off for you. Okay, so for the KURA, you know, we popped up to about almost 14. We've pulled back. They're holding this 5 EMA, and so we'll see if there's any type of setup in the morning or later in the afternoon. MBOT. You know, we're above the 50 SMA. They popped it today, almost 6 million shares traded. There was a high. We actually got a trade in this the other day, up to $1.42, $1.28. So maybe $1.35 is enough for MBOT. MBVX, this one is under $1, but note the volume, 2.2 million shares. The high today was 90 cents. So we'll see if this one wants to you know, make a move tomorrow. It was having a strong close today, and that's MBVX, MIME. This CEO was just on Kramer, so I took a look at the daily chart. Looks to be shaping up here. You know, I don't know how the spreads are on this thing, but I'll have it on watch. I don't know if I'm going to trade it or not. NLNK, once again, still watching this one after that big pop up to, you know, over 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days down in a row now. And so maybe we get a reversal eventually in this thing. So it'll be on watch. PZRX. You know, you can't ignore this big candle. Traders in my room got this on a break. Not this first pop, but they got this second pop over $1 and popped all the way up to about $1.50. Now I'm sure they all didn't get up to $1.50, but I know they did very well in this name. 6.8 million shares traded. RADA, RADA, electronics, aerospace, defense. So that should stand out to you. You know, it's breaking out of this consolidation there and here. So we'll see if there's some kind of trade in that. And 3 million shares traded. Splunk, SPLK, you know, maybe it wants to break out here. There's a high here of 69.23. We have a high on here at 69.20. So 69.24, 25. You know, this one might start pushing up again on Splunk. TAP. Wow, this thing has been slammed. And it's down from $112 all the way down to 83 now. If we look at the weekly on TAP, we are getting close to the 200 SMA on the weekly, and that's at 82.69, I believe. Yeah, 82.69 on this name. So TAP, we'll see if this one wants to maybe do a reversal and maybe head back up on Molson Coors. TEL. Still watching for that $11 break. And just a brief interruption on the watch list. Hey, if you're looking for a really good, sincere chat room that puts the triggers and stops in the room before the stock actually triggers, and a hardworking moderator, that would be me. I'm the owner of ZOZO Stockwatch, and I'm offering a 20% discount on all your monthly fees, and you can lock in this price. Okay, so just go to my webpage and hit the Join Me button. And you can also try us for a week for $29.95. So I just wanted to get that out. If you want to come to a webinar, I'm doing one on Monday, September 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm also going to do one Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So you're welcome to one or both, whatever you'd like to do. So come check out my room. We have the weekly subscription, the monthly, and the annual, and the semi-annual. And you can lock in your price, and your price will never go up. Alright, so now back to our watch list, and like I said, I'm watching this TEL for a break of maybe this 11 spot. I'm losing kind of interest. It's been trying to do it for a while, but you know, stranger things have happened. I think if it takes out, you know, these highs 11.10 or so, we might get a spot on a trade on TEL. TMST, big pop in this one, over 900,000 shares. That's a steel name. It looks the best out of most of the steels right now. There's Zeus. Zeus looks pretty good. STLD, not looking as good. X, you know, pulling back from that 10 SMA. AKS, not doing much. And Cliff Resources, not doing much. But TMST, this one had a nice pop, came up to the 200 SMA. So we'll see if there's anything there for tomorrow. And like I said, I'll be playing, you know, these I'll be looking at, and any kind of news that comes out on stocks, we'll be watching those. And I think I'm going to be watching, you know, probably NVIDIA. You know, this might be watching NVIDIA for a bounce play for tomorrow, because, you know, a lot of people are looking to get in on this NVIDIA. So we'll see if it wants to, you know, maybe we'll find a reversal move in this one and a pop in NVIDIA. All right, that's all I have for tonight. Thank you so much for listening. This has been ZOZO Stockwatch, the owner of ZOZOstockwatch.com. Please come join me. And thank you so much for listening to my videos. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I put this information out to help you, and have a great evening, and thank you so much for your support on YouTube. And come join me in person, and come trade with me, come learn with me. We do swing trading and day trading, okay? So we are a swing trading room and a day trading room, and we take both very seriously. And we do education each day. We have a question and answer period. So I think you'll really enjoy the room. Thank you very much. Have a great night.